Okay, welcome to 2026. And here we go with our first call of the year at Refer Life Bio-Photonic Water and all the benefits that it brings to people. So, kind of going to go back to the start. We're going to just have conversation. You can ask questions as we're going through. Feel free as I do my little presentation in regards to how I'm going to break this down into bits and pieces for us as we move forward from here. So today, I want to wish everybody a new year, and hopefully you're all getting amazing results with your water. So actually, I'd like to know how dedicated are you to drinking the water even at this point? How often do you drink the water? If you don't mind just letting me know. I'm looking to see uh, what's working well for people and uh, just gauge it against what I'm doing and what I find. So I know I start my day with I've been doing things a little bit differently now as I start to understand how this starts to penetrate deeper into the body, and I am having some amazing results. Because I've been dealing with neuropathy and numbness and tingling in my feet, and it's sure it's a result of my back injury from my car accidents when I was 20 years old. And it seemed like all of a sudden things just turned and went for the worse. Whereas I remember the kind of the first day it happened, my wife and I were going for a walk, and I walked about 2 blocks and my legs started to go numb. And by the time I went another block, it felt like the next step that I took, my leg would literally crumble underneath of me and I would be on the ground. So I ended up sitting on a fire hydrant, and it goes away very quickly when you take the pressure off the nerve by sitting down, and it seems to relieve itself very quickly and you could actually carry on. It is so scary that when I'm going up and down the stairs at the office, it feels as if I can take one step and the leg, I can't even feel if it's really there. So now I've been drinking the water religiously, starting my day with two cups of the water. My glass cup here, if you can see it. Well, I guess it doesn't show very good against the background, but and lately, what I've been doing is I've been adding baking soda, apple cider vinegar to the water. So I structure it and add the baking soda, salt, natural salt, and apple cider vinegar. And actually, I'm noticing some significant changes in my legs as far as how often they go numb, how numb they feel, and I don't feel it all the way up my legs all the time like I used to. Now it's mostly in the ball of my feet. So, you know, I believe that the technology is so strong that it really needs to be experimented with in order to understand everything that it's capable of doing. And Christine, I've been sharing with some people, and I've been doing it more often myself, where I'm spraying my chair when I'm sitting in the office in front of the computer. And yes, definitely makes a difference there also too. So that was something that she found out just by chance, sitting on the couch one day and said, "Oh, I should try this." Same sort of a thing. So also, I don't know if you guys are doing this or not, but if you think about the logic of it, when you spray your body and you get all that release of the EMF and you get all that strength, and you know that you've changed the dynamics of how your body is feeling and how it's being attacked by that negative energy that's all around you. So when I'm eating my food, I grab my spray bottle, and yes, I spray my food over, mist over top of my food, allowing it to fall on, give it a little stir so that it mixes it up, spray it again. And, you just know that you're infusing it with the frequencies and the biophotons and neutralizing the EMF in the around the food. And so these are all things that are people can do and enhance the nutrition in their food, in their body, help to even neutralize more of that negative effect of all that bad energy that's around us. Now, you'll see that I have a specific slide in the back of me because I want to also just highlight the differences between the unstructured water and the structured water, and how, when you click the start button on the app, it changes the whole dynamics of that water in such a way. It changes it from a chaotic mess of electromagnetic frequencies and then all the toxins and everything that's in that water. And if you look at it, it almost looks like a little monster all by itself sitting there. And it looks like it's ready to attack you with its spike waves. And if you look at the other image on the other side, it looks like art, and it looks pleasing, and it doesn't look like a disruptive force. But when it clusters together as structured water, the amazement that it brings to the body is what the true benefits are that people are feeling and enjoying with the app doing the work for them and making their body have to do less work. And then the fact that you've got those 37 frequencies in there making your processes function so much better only enhances everything, including your strength, your energy, your vitality, your digestive system's functionality. Like every cell in your body is affected in a way that it creates a positive over the negative. And that being the phrase of the week, being reduce the negative and enhance the positive, is what the drinking of the biophotonic water does. And so it was nice today that I actually got to speak with my first practitioner, who is a wellness doctor with 2 clinics. And I was able to show him how this works and all the benefits that it provides. Literally, absolutely blew him away. And I was actually shocked of how much he didn't know. Ladies and gentlemen, when we're dealing with our bodies and we don't understand how bad EMF is and how dangerous it is and how your cell phone affects you, it is amazing to see the response of these professionals when it's highlighted to them through the kinesiology test. So this gentleman, I've known him for a few years, and I know he went to school for naturopathic doctor in Toronto and got his license and then moved back to Windsor, opened up a couple of practices. So I know he's coming in to get his app and going to be happy to be sharing it with his clientele. But when I showed him how the cell phone was affecting his body, and he didn't even know how bad it was. And I stood him in the vortex and showed him how the app neutralized it and made his body so that we could literally stand in that vortex, and he was strong as heck. Um, it was an easy way to have somebody converted in an instant to understanding what this is all about. So yes, before he left, he got sprayed, he got to drink some of the water. Totally could see and understand and feel the difference in the water, the texture, everything that we try to emphasize with people in order to get their attention to understand that this technology works and works like magic in order to take you to nature in order so that your body can perform all the processes, the activity, the dynamic movements and things that your cells have to do in order to hydrate, um, clean, detox, and make the body work well. So, my story is good, but I would really like to hear because I'm not sure if there's some amazing stories that have been flowing out. And if DJ, GJ, are you there? Would you like to jump on and tell us your little story there? Because I know that you've been having an amazing time and your app went down on you, and we had to get that sucker back up in a hurry. So, yes, go ahead, GJ. How are you today? Happy New Year.
Good. Let me see if I can get a light on here so you can see me. Okay, here I am.
Oh, yes. Happy New Year to you. How are you?
Well, I tell you, this has really been a blessing for me because I am extremely sensitive to electromagnetic field. I don't think I've encountered anybody that's as sensitive as I am. And so, what I'm doing every morning and is I'm spraying the top of my head and all the chakras in my body the first thing in the morning. And then I energize my spray bottle twice a day so that I can spray the top of my head all the time because that's my sign that the electromagnetic field is overwhelming my body. And because the top of my head gets real hot, and so I spray the top of my head and usually my face to kind of help my eyes work a little better every day. And it's working. It's just working fantastic. And I'm having some phone issues that I'm having to be on my phone more than normal. So one thing I've also noticed is the phone itself is not bothering me as much as normal. So I think they said something about using the app on the phone changes the electromagnetic field of the phone. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Now, let me explain to you. So, as that energy is coming from the lab in Germany and going through the portal, your phone has silver, gold, platinum, and precious metals within their phone that makes it work. So, as that energy is going through the phone, it actually is attaching to the precious metals because the frequencies they can go into anything that's literally a pure metal. So
Oop,
anything
you
that
froze out.
I froze.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
there you are.
okay. Yes. It says my internet connection is unstable. Not nice. So, yeah, so it attaches itself into the precious metals of the phone, and your phone now goes from giving off spike waves to giving off sine waves, which is conducive to being close to your body, as in compared to the spike waves. That's the
Wow.
disruptive part of what's really making you have all that negative feeling of what's going on. Now, I'd like to ask you, when you say your head gets hot,
Yeah.
what that feeling? And so, like before you had this, it was a constant like that. What was going on
Oh,
prior to
I would
having
almost
this?
I would almost pass out. And I have a hereditary situation where I have a pacemaker, and when normally they check the pacemaker all the time, they can't do that with me because of the electromagnetic field. And so they only test my pacemaker once every 4 to 6 months. And the test itself, the electromagnetic field is so huge that I almost pass out every time they read the pacemaker. So, what I'm doing now before they go in and test it, I spray that area when I leave the house of
Okay.
where the pacemaker is, and it helps. And I actually will drink some of the water just before I go into the appointment. It's very handy to have the app on your phone, because I carry water with me all the time, and so now I've got a clear glass I'm keeping in my car so that I can make water at any time,
Hmm.
and so that's really helpful.
Okay, that's awesome. So, have you been using your spray on your glass in order to structure the water,
Yes.
put it
Hmm.
in the glass? Okay, awesome. Very good.
And
Uh,
now I had a question about that,
yeah,
because I drink warm or hot water in the mornings and nights. And do I restructure and do the water before or after I heat it up?
I do both.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I do, because I will do it going into the kettle,
Hmm.
and then after it comes out of the kettle, I hit it again.
Now my kettle is glass. Should I just spray the kettle?
You can do that, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you froze.
In fact, at Christmas, I had uh, brought the turkey for the family because I wanted to get a free range organic turkey, and I wasn't real sure about the rest of the food, so I was spraying all my food. And one of my adult granddaughters said, "Okay, Grandma, what are you doing now?" And she's really interested, because she said that she saw me eat things that I never eat, and not that I felt wonderful after eating them, but it's kind of nice to have some commercial pumpkin pie once in a while and stuff like that.
Okay, awesome. Well, it's wonderful. I'm glad you're having such wonderful results with it. And overall, how often do you drink the water? Oh, now we're frozen.
Called a multiple chemical sensitive, which means that I am allergic to everything that is not natural. And this water works so well on me that I'm only drinking a glass in the morning and night.
That's
And
it.
I've tried to do more, but it's
Mm. Okay, it looks like we've got a freeze on here with
and I
GJ.
don't and I it's not a problem. So my goal is to be able to drink more of it, but right now I can just drink 2 glasses.
So what happens when you drink the two glasses? Because obviously it must be noticeable to you, because I drink 2 glasses in the morning and 2 cups in the morning, and then I drink more throughout the day. I don't feel anything in that sense. I feel the wellness, but I don't have any reactions that would make me not drink it. So what is it that you feel?
Well,
It's my curiosity is going crazy now because
well,
you're a unique specimen.
well, I've been in alternative health for 60 years. I'm 86 years old, and I learned a long time ago that 1/3 of the people don't feel anything, and 1/3 of the people feel a little bit, and then the other third of the people are like me, they just feel way too much. And so what do I feel? I've eaten organic for over 60 years. So when things are good for my body and they help my body, I feel uplifted. If they aren't good for my body, then I feel very tired and very sleepy and very lethargic.
Okay.
So, does that answer your question?
It does. It does. Yeah. Now that makes sense to me that you would be able to notice the differences between how it was and how it could be or should be.
Well,
Absolutely.
my goal is to be able to drink it all the time,
Yeah.
and I'm working up to that. But I'll get diarrhea, or I'll have some kind of a cleansing
Reaction.
situation. Now that alone is kind of interesting, because my homeopathic doctor uh, has told me over the years to avoid cleansing in my body like a plague. And so it normally, if I went into a cleanse, I would end up in bed for 2 weeks because my body would not quit cleansing. But with this water, it only is a temporary thing, like for the day, maybe. I might notice that my nose is running more, or I've got diarrhea or something that's cleansing, and it's just a real short period of time compared to being in bed for 2 weeks.
Okay.
So that is really big in my body, but most people don't, experience that.
Right. Well, so overall now, if you were going to give this a rating as far as the positive effect that it's been having on you, just because you're unique. So, how would you rate this as a wellness protocol in your life right now compared to the things that you've experienced in your last 60 plus years?
Well, it's all about frequency. And the thing that I'm a kinesiologist, so I test out the frequency of everything. That way I stay healthy. And I try not to eat anything that is under a frequency of 80 on a scale to 0 to 100. And the frequency of this is off the charts. Um, I, I haven't tested things, and I probably shouldn't have said it, but I said it last time, so I guess I can say it again. The frequency of this is in infinity,
Yes.
and things are not in an infinity frequency. They have to be very pure and very clean to be that high a frequency. So, like a McDonald's, for instance, which isn't even real food, that in a 0 to 100 is a 20. Well, if you're a healthy man or a healthy woman, a healthy man is, I don't know, 55 to 60, a healthy woman is 60 to 65, and you eat something that's 20, you are going to not only gain weight because your body's going to be starving, but you're going to just be exhausted. Where if you eat something that's in the 80s, you're going to, be running around and having a good time and feeling great. And the people here where I live talk about me a lot, and I can go up this 2 flights of stairs faster than the elevator, and they talk about that a lot.
That's pretty impressive, I must say. And what did you say your age was again?
I'm 86.
Wow, really? Well, I can only hope to be able to go up 2 flights of stairs faster than an elevator. Uh, to be honest with you, I've never tested that one out, but might have to. It's going to be a good marker.
Well, I just want to get up there and not wait on the elevator. But, it's really interesting because I did not feel this well when I was in my 60s. So, if you have the proper nutrition and you have the proper frequency in your water, uh, there's no reason that you should be on medication. In my view, there's no reason you should have to take supplements. You should just be healthy. I mean, that's the way our bodies were designed, and so um, it's just given me a new lease in life. I mean, I drove 12 hours to my son's for Christmas, and
At
then I turned around.
86.
Then I turned around and drove back another 12 hours 3 or 4 days later. So it's all about the frequency of what you're doing. What are you wearing? Clothing that's got plastic in it? It's just all what you're doing that supports your body. And if I have something that I shouldn't be doing, I carry a little container of spray with me all the time,
Yes.
and I just spray me or whatever's around me, or
Yeah.
if I've got some clothing that my body isn't happy about, I just might spray the inside of that clothing before I put it on, or spray my body before I put it on. And it's just it's all about frequency, and if we can keep that frequency in, on, and around our body, we're in good shape.
Nikola Tesla said it best. If we can manage the energies, the frequencies in our bodies, we would live longer, healthier lives by a long
Yep.
shot.
Well, he was sure right.
Yeah,
And he was way ahead of his time.
absolutely.
But
Well, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to spend, and that was an amazing little bit of information for us, and I appreciate it greatly. Thank you.
anytime,
All right,
anytime.
my pleasure.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
Okay. Anybody else want to jump in here after that? Okay. So,
I'll share Mike for really quick.
oh, absolutely. Allow. There you go.
Um, oh, can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not gonna, for myself, my skin has been just like I drink it. I spray everything I eat. I spray all the cups I drink out of, my shakes, etc. Everything. So really internally, it's working for me and my skin. I spray my skin. It's like, like a free facelift, really. With how much it tightens the skin and stuff. But the one thing I want to share tonight quickly, and we're not really supposed to ever tell people's testimonials, but my mom's been using it. We've been using it since September. And that woman never feels anything when she uses any supplements or, she never, says anything about, oh, no, I know it's doing good for me, but I don't feel anything. And I think it's the first time in history in about 13 years that we've been, really taking care of our health that she notices this. So I don't know exactly all the details what she notices, but one day we'll get her on here to share. But that's that's a huge thing when someone that never feels anything, like GJ was saying, most people don't notice anything.
Yes.
That's a true testimonial when you got someone that doesn't
Usually does it.
normally. Yep. And
Yeah.
so I just want to share that.
Yeah. How's everybody's if you're using that water on a constant, how does your digestive system feel? How does your guts feel? I know I feel like mine just has it feels everything feels better, but especially my digestive system, it feels like it's really working well now. Like I didn't think it worked too bad before, but it just feels more comfortable. I used to have a little pain, which would be kind of right at the top, the bottom of the rib cage, and it doesn't seem to be there anymore or bother
I'll
in that sense.
I'll add to that. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Um, yeah, so things like GJ says sometimes when she likes to eat things, now she can eat things that she never used to eat. I just find when I over the holidays when I have things that I'm not used to consuming, it just it just didn't affect me like it used to.
Mm.
And I noticed that my daughter's only 3 and I get her to drink the water as much as I can. And she's been doing a lot better with her skin. She used to have eczema and stuff like that. So it's for digestion, it's huge. Um,
Uh,
someone has their hand up there, Mike.
oh yes, Alexi, go for it, dear.
All right, this is a little bit of a different share. I have a cat that sits behind my computer on my desk, and I have a glass of water sitting beside it. He won't drink the water unless I've charged it. And he watches me while I charge it, and then and then he'll drink. I can't take a picture of it because I'm charging it with my cell phone. So I wish I could, but I tell you, it's priceless. And this has been repeating for several weeks. He
Are you
waits for me
kidding
to
me?
charge the water before he drinks it.
So
I'm serious.
that cat
He won't
actually
drink the water.
knows what's going on.
Well, I don't, sixth sense. What can I say?
Absolutely. Oh, that melts my heart. Because it's like I've always said, the animals don't lie. They can't. They don't know
That's
any
right.
different, right? So I would love to see a video of your cat with the water getting charged.
I'll
That would be
I'll have to get
amazing.
somebody to videotape me. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Sometimes when somebody's around, yeah, that's awesome. All right. So anything else from you, Alexi?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. And you're doing well with the water also?
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely.
Okay.
I want my drink in a pot, so it's easy to charge it. And I even charge, I give like a broth to my dogs with their raw food on top of it, and I charge that too. I mean, I just do everything.
Everything,
Walking
absolutely.
around charging everything, the water I put in for the plants, everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes us all healthier all the way around. Love it. Vesti's got his hand up, but he walked away here for a second. Hang on. Thank you, Alexi. Yeah, so that's amazing. Vesti, you're back. So, Vesti, unmute yourself. See if I get you.
All right, I have a few comments. The first one I kind of say in jest uh, because my first experience was a little disappointing. By that I mean, on my first occasion to use it, I was going to have a special occasion. I went to the beer store and bought some special beer, which was brewed in a monastery in Belgium, dated back to the year 1240. So I was expecting to have quite an unusually good experience with the beer. But I think this is probably true of any carbonated beverage. When
Yeah.
I irradiated it, I saw all the bubbles from the bottom going up to the top. The beer flat, so I was disappointed from that point of view.
I guess we should have mentioned that one. Don't do it on beer if you like your beer to be carbonated. It's beer is the one thing that it just doesn't work on. So now you've learned it firsthand.
Well, that was going to be my first experience, and as I say, a little disappointing. I have some technical questions. Like, for instance, you say always to use glass. Now, one thing I noticed with the glass, of course, is when you shine the light into the glass and the liquid, the light, of course, can penetrate out through the glass walls and be lost. Whereas when I make a coffee or something in the morning, I use a white, glossy ceramic cup. And I would have thought, from a logical point of view, that the glossy surface would reflect the light back into the liquid instead of losing it out through the walls, the glass walls of the glass.
Yeah, you're not losing it. You're not losing it outside when it goes through the glass. It's actually going into the water and it's doing the job to the water. And the light going through it is not going to not make it do what it's supposed to do. Now, I do because I like my, when I do my little glass bottle. I do. I put my hand around it like this and then hold the light into it. That's just because I want this super, super strong if I can. I don't think you're losing any strength, but I think when I do this, because it's small and it only do it one time, it's good.
Uh,
But on your regular cup, remember that when you're doing it in your regular cup, it's only penetrating the first few centimeters of the water, right? So that's why you're moving it.
I move my light source up and down so to get more volume coverage of it.
No, you don't need to do that. Just hold it over top, and you're better off to let me explain to you the why. If you want to do it and you want to, why are we talking about spraying the cup? Okay. And the reason is because when you spray the cup, you're creating a vortex inside. Okay. So now when I pour that water in there, all the water going in is going to be moving. And when it's moving, it's when it's going to get the best structure to all the water. So when I'm doing it and I'm having the light over top of it, it's almost better to move the cup so that the water moves. We're moving the light to give it counterclockwise intention. But when you move the water in the cup, the water then is going to be able to move within itself and structure more of the water. It's more like the interaction of the water to the water that's giving more structure all the way through.
And Ian actually commented on a couple calls on why to do it from the top and that not from the outside of the glass is because refraction can occur. So if you're
From the
doing it from the
outside.
top of the glass, it's going to refract back into itself when you're doing it from the top of a glass that he's speaking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I do it. I do it in both ways. Just why not? It doesn't hurt. But I always definitely do it directly to the water itself, first and foremost.
All right, a couple more questions. For liquids which theoretically don't have any or not a lot of water, for instance, honey, olive oil, and coconut oil, what effect is the charging going to have on those kind of liquids?
Well, it's going to enhance it with the frequencies and the biophotons. That's the one thing it's going to do. How it's going to change every single product that's out there is beyond me to be able to tell you that. We know it's going to take the EMF out of it. It's going to neutralize that. We know it's going to change to sine waves from spike waves, whatever's there. We know that when you consume it, you're going to get more of the good out of the product and you're going to get no, like less, if any, bad out of it. Would it change the structure of the honey? Would it make it sweeter? I can't see it myself because it's already pretty sweet. But then again, I would say that the potential possibility is there because if you think about it, we're talking about the orange when it comes off the tree and how you could rub it in your eye and not burn you versus an hour after it's off the tree and try to do it and you wouldn't want to do it. I'm thinking whether it's honey or any of the items that you mentioned, that it's going to make it so that it is more palatable to your taste buds. Any way
Well,
you slice it, it's going to make it and healthier, not just more palatable, but it's going to make it healthier. And I would imagine that any of the goodness that's there is going to be able to penetrate and absorb deeper into your system, just because it's there.
all right. You probably don't know, but I'm kind of a disabled person. I had a spinal cord injury 10 years ago, and I'm in a wheelchair, and I actually have a pressure wound on my ankle right now. And I have been spraying the water on it, but I've been actually using another technique at the same time, and I don't know which of them has what kind of beneficial effect. I'm talking about red light therapy. I got myself a panel of red light, which is a 660 nanometer red, but also the 850 nanometer near infrared. And I find after using both of them together, I've seen multiple improvements in my condition.
Yeah.
The size of the wound has diminished, but also the pain level has diminished, and my sleeping is a lot better now.
Well, you can give a lot of that credit to frequencies because the frequencies is helping. I've known for 20 years that when you get the right frequencies flowing through your body, old wounds will heal. I've got a story of a gentleman who had put a motorcycle foot peg through his ankle and it wouldn't never heal because you know the size of that going, you can imagine going through an ankle that's almost the size of the ankle. So and he would say that when he was in bed and it was acting up, flaring up, his wife would smell it and she would, like, you gotta go do something with that thing. So he ran into me one day and I sold him some frequency products and came back and said the thing healed from the energy from the frequencies, totally changed how the body responded to the injury and healed. And you can imagine that something like that festering over years, you like your experiences. If I was you, I would definitely spray your ankle a lot. Drink the water as much as you can and continue with your red light therapy, because even that, what the water's doing for you is allowing that to penetrate deeper, work better also. So the results that you're getting, I'm not going to give it all to the water, but I will give a lot of it to the water. But I would say that something working so well, don't fight it, go with it. And I hope you get significantly better continued.
All right. I also have a bladder condition, and I have been spraying my lower abdomen with the water, and I also have been rotating counterclockwise the light on top of my belly, but so far I haven't seen much change in the condition. So, are there any other techniques that I should be doing?
I would say that for you, if this is just my opinion, when you drink your water, how do you drink it? Have you
Uh,
tried drinking the hot water?
Not hot. I'm normally at room temperature.
Try drinking some warm water, because that penetrates deeper, works harder, works faster, and your guts will love the hot water, and then the surrounding areas will have benefit. You can imagine when you've got that energy in your digestive system, and it's warm, it's going to penetrate and do good stuff.
All right, one more question. This is for general or future use. Um, do you have systems with higher capacity, for instance, for doing some form of um, cultivated vegetable growing cultivation?
Yeah. We're going to be coming with some new products in the next little while. We're working on the logistics of the distribution for these products, and when that happens, we'll be introducing them one at a time. And I'm hoping to hear something about that over the course of the next week or so, and hopefully we can have that in play. Well, I won't put my foot in my mouth, but hopefully very, very soon we will have an additional product which will increase the amount of volume of water that you'll be able to structure and energize at a time.
Well, please keep me informed. I'm at the moment contemplating a project for organic cultivation of medicinal mushrooms, and trying to enhance their
The growth.
nutritional value.
Absolutely. Yeah. And no matter what it is, that's the one thing that we can definitely say about this, the water that this creates. It literally helps every living man, woman, child, dog, cat, horse. And I can hardly wait to start really getting out there, because I'm a guy who loves working in the field, to be honest with you, and going out and talking to people, practitioners, vets, and everybody who can use this in order to enhance the life of others, whether they're man, animal, or plant. It's an exciting time. And for everybody that's here, next week, Sunday night at midnight, the price does go up to the 199, and that's where it will stay. It was nice having it at an introductory price for people to uh, get a taste of it. But now it's time to get serious and introduce it on a global scale and allow people to make some very good money at the same time when they refer it. So what we're looking at as we move forward is that the price when it goes to 199 will pay a $60 direct commission. So that means that with three sales, three referrals, you would have back almost the price of the item to yourself. It would be $180 back. And if one person does a referral from the three, you would have $200 back, and your app is free for the year. So It's a very nice system, I believe, that will help us to spread the word about the app and allow people to have it working for them at whether it's a reduced price or a free price, or they're actually making money at it because after you've recovered your cost, you're putting profit into your pocket. I'm just going to jump in here right now. So that happens on Monday. And at the same time, that means that the tier two commission will also go up and it will go to $20 at that time. I'm just going to read a question or comment here. Okay, so this is a nice little comment. You could have jumped on here and said that yourself, Paula. But Paul has told us that the biophotonic charged water will neutralize all the carbonated beverages, and they will also leave it alkaline instead of acidic. So that's a positive health aspect for people. Are the Zoom links on our website? If so, where is it located? Yes, if you are on the website and you go to the product and support site, and then under the support link, you will find the Zoom and all our contact stuff under the support link when you go to the product and company side of the site. Okay, what was the other one? Yeah. Okay. So, if there's any other testimonials, would love to hear them or questions. Um, let's see if there is. Okay, so with this, just back to the water before we close out for the day, the structure of the water and the fact that on one side we're looking at something that looks like literally a monster going to attack us. And lately I've been using the analogy like Ian did, where it's coming at you with this, and you know what? This stuff starts to make so much sense when you talk about it enough and you put into correlation, the negativity of the cell phone or the negativity of all the EMF all around us. Think about what we're dealing with now when it comes to these cell towers. And, you could go to bed one night and get up in the morning and there's one next to your house, the way they're going up these days. So, we're going to be blanketed with 5G, 6G, 7G over the course of the next few years. I believe by 2030, it all depends what's going to happen with these electric vehicles and the self-driving vehicles and all these things, on account of the fact that the way I understand it, the planet, in order for these things to work properly, you almost have to literally blanket the planet or wherever these things are going to be operating with. There's no way for us to not be affected because these things have to be everywhere around us in order to drive yourself vehicles work. We're going to sacrifice mankind so that people don't have to drive. These are some of the things that, we wish we had a little bit more control of. Thank goodness for things like the Bio-Photonic Charger and the Bio-Photonic Water, on account of the fact that it allows us the opportunity to protect ourselves from these things, because everything out there is out of our control. The food that we're getting to put on the table, GJ eating organic, and at the same time, probably still concerned about the fact that they're spraying stuff into the air. Unless the food is coming from the mountains and the Himalayas, I don't believe that it's organic anymore as much as it should be, the way it should be. But you're doing better than the rest of the stuff that's already sprayed and toxic. So congratulations and for the ability to do that for all those years. And for some of us, the ability to neutralize and be able to say that we're doing positive things, this is the message now that we really want to spread out. Because as I think about my grandkids and how they love technology, they're like 6 and 3, and they just love, well, the 3-year-old just loves the cell phone. It's his number one favorite toy. And when he plays with me, with mine, at least I can feel a little bit better that it's not affecting him at that level. Now, if I can get my daughter to start spraying them and giving them the water to drink on a constant, it would be an amazing thing. So for me, I when I'm around you people and we all think alike, and then, we go around the people who think they've got all the answers, and at the same time, that there's so much more that they need to know. It really hurts the heart when you look at that and you think of how you wish you could help them, how you truly, truly wish you could get the message through to them, how important this is. Because, you know, I got to say that if it wasn't for my injury, my accident that put me in that position to where I had to find a resolve for it, and it wasn't going to be a pharmaceutical and it wasn't going to be an operating table, I just thank God that I had the willpower and the wherewithal to stick with it you know, and get through, and ended up finding and being blessed in the end with the knowledge and the products of frequencies. And then now, because of all that, getting this opportunity to take this and frequencies to the absolute next level, I give thanks. And to all you people, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're with us. And I hope you're all going to be with us for a very long time to help us spread this message globally and help people all around the world. So with that said, I am going to be doing these calls on a regular basis now. So what I've done is I've actually got it on the website, and I'll see if I can remember. But now that I'm understanding how this call right here actually is being streamed and recorded. So my goal here is that we're going to build up a community within the YouTube, Facebook groups in order to really get this message out strongly. And I want to bring in a lot more practitioners, people who are going to bring a lot more knowledge. Over the course of time, we'll bring in hopefully people that have more products to share with us that can also help. We know what we've got, but at the same time, it's almost like you're going to have to give people an opportunity to share what they do also. So over the course of time, we want to really expand on the knowledge base that we're going to provide through Refer Life Wellness, because we're giving them the foundation of what life really is to launch, and then we can all do antidotal things that will also enhance what we're doing. So just 1 second. Yes, the call is recorded and will be available. EMFs are so prevalent, we must do all that we can to reduce our exposures to all of the toxins. One day in the future, because it is measurable, it will prove to be one of the worst of the continually growing items or whatever. We are so disconnected from nature that it is actually ungodly. And that is so true. And, I've never felt closer to God, to be honest with you, than when I started dealing with frequencies, on account of the fact that I was telling somebody, I think it was even earlier today, how some of the things, I was talking about the fact of when I had sprayed my chair the very first time and sat in it, how it felt and reminded me of another moment where I had kind of one of those I don't know if you'd call it extraterrestrial. It was a moment where you're going, what the heck is going on? It happens 3 times that I can remember. Once was when I sat in that chair and I could feel the energy all around me. And it felt like it took me almost 15 minutes for me to be able to breathe properly because I was so affected by that energy. And I remember another time that I was at a show, and they told me to pick a crystal that resonated with me. So I picked one, and they say, clasp it in your hands, close your eyes, and see what happens. Well, I did, and it like held me in time at that moment, because as I did that, it felt like it opened up a channel to the heavens almost, I would put it that way. Whereas you just felt like you were transcending and you were opening up something amazing and magnificent. And it happened another time when I had a frequency pyramid. And same thing. I could take this pyramid to people and just tell them to sit there, cluster the pyramid, close your eyes, and they would be gone. They would literally almost be gone until everything settled down and they were able to open their eyes again and go, what the hell was that? Some really amazing stuff. So frequency, energy, the ability to get the hell out of your head and allow your brain and your body to feel and do the things naturally that it should be able to do. I believe that there's so many people that are they have to control every thought, every feeling. And when they do that, they're living, the people who are living in the past, the people who are too focused on the future. And I can bet you that most of us people sitting here today live in the present in order to absorb and feel and heal and be at peace overall. So with that said, I appreciate all of you. Thank you all for being here. And I am doing these calls, as I was about to say. Sundays, 11 a.m., Saturday, 11 a.m., Monday and Friday, 3 p.m., and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7 p.m. So these times now will allow me to be able to affect people on a more global scale. So 11 a.m. is 11 p.m. in the other side of the world, sort of a thing. 3 p.m. would get the Europeans in at around 8 p.m. as an example. 7 p.m. Obviously takes care of North America pretty good. So with that said, appreciate y'all. And if you have any other last comments or anything, feel free before
Hello,
we
I
go.
have a quick question for GJ. I'd like to know what kind of a meter is used to measure the frequencies of both materials and foods. One reason is I'm going to be attending a conference on textiles at the University of Toronto in a week or two, and I was going to bring up the question of, can they determine what the frequency level of different textiles is?
GJ, are you there?
Okay. Am I live?
Yeah, you are.
Well, there's meters out there, but I'm a certified kinesiologist. So there's multiple ways that I can use for testing out the frequency of things. Actually, everybody can do it. It's quite simple. Um, you just have to ask your body yes and no questions. And the key is how you ask the questions. And you can hold something up to your chest and say, is this something I should be eating? And if you fall over, you know it's not. And if you stand strong, you know you can. So it's simpler than people are always looking for instruments to do things. And our bodies know what to do if we just give it the right materials. Is that?
Well, you're talking about dowsing, but you mentioned specific numbers like 60 and 80 and 100. Where are you getting those numbers from?
Well, I ask yes and no questions, and I say, like, what is the frequency of this product? And I ask questions. Is it, 80, 90, 100, 1,000, 3,000, 20,000, infinity? In fact, I didn't believe it was infinity. And I called a friend of mine that's a kinesiologist also. And I said, I need you to check this water out for me because we can both do it remotely. And I said, I need you to check this water out for me, what the frequency is. And she says, well, I can't test it. And I said, why not? And she said, because nothing works. And I said, well, ask if it is infinity. And she said, oh my God, it is. So, you know, we've never in probably, probably in the last maybe 10 years or 6 years, we've never had anything that tested out that high. The highest I ever tested anything was 1,000, no, 125, and that was taken off the market because wasn't allowed in the United States because it was healing everybody. So if 125 was healing everybody, can you imagine what infinity can do?
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
What was
you
it
don't
that
you
what
don't
was it that
really
was
need,
100?
other than nutrition, you really don't need anything else with this water because other things might in fact make you take longer because if they're a lower frequency, they're not going to help as much. I mean, as you said, if something's working for you, keep doing it, but don't be looking for instruments. And I mean, I've been a practitioner for 60 years, and I've bought every machine that's out there and every piece of equipment, and I'm getting rid of all of them because I'm not using them because they're not necessary anymore.
Oh my
And
goodness.
we try to make things more complex than they are.
And
And
that is so true.
our bodies were designed to be healthy. We were not designed to be sick. So we've got to look at our nutrition and look at our water, and that's it. I mean, if you don't want to eat right, then just spray it. You might gain weight, which was kind of interesting. I didn't gain any weight at Christmas, which I kind of was surprised because I ate all kinds of stupid things I would never eat
Wow.
just because I sprayed them.
Wow. That is awesome information. Absolutely fantastic. You've got me shivering here almost, I can actually feel my body actually responding to what you've said. And it's happened before. I told people about that woman that I saw at that show, and when I sprayed her and how she reacted, because she was almost like a clairvoyant where she communicated through whatever her brain was capable of doing. And when I sprayed her, instantly she said, you just released everything and I'm crystal clear. And this is good for absolutely everybody, the way she said it. And it literally still sends shivers through my body. Yeah, amazing. Well,
Well,
people, we could
I might share a funny note with you. My
please.
adult granddaughter that was asking me why I was spraying all my food was drinking a little bit too much alcohol, and she was getting kind of tipsy. And I was a little concerned because there were small children there and everything, and I thought it was inappropriate that she was drinking as much as she was. And she said, "Well, would you spray some of my food?" And I said, "Sure." So I sprayed whatever she was eating, and she said, oh my goodness, this is sobering me up. Just
Well,
spraying whatever she was eating. I forget what it was.
yeah. And we did hear that it was also probably not going to leave her with a hangover in the morning.
Well, I should ask her that. I didn't think I'll ask her that. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
So, yes, there's a book written. It was by Dr. David Hawkins, nephew to a great professor at the University out of Germany. But the book was called Power versus Force. It's something that everyone should have a look at. And
Okay.
also, with regards to measuring, there was a lady an actual female doctor that used a particular scientific measuring device where wool and linen have the highest frequency. Organic cotton is 100, and all the synthetics are 0. So if you wear them, they actually take your energy and lower it.
Mm.
Where if you wear wool and linen, but you can't wear wool and linen together because one's positive, the other one's negative. Put them together, it gives you 0. So that's an actual out of what 633 laws they have in the Orthodox Jewish faith. That's one of them.
Wow.
So there is a device that actually measures it, but yeah, I would go with dowsing. It's a lot easier, more simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Melissa.
And Dr. Marcel, add hemp to your list because it's real high frequency.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near wool and linen. It's around 100 like on organic cotton.
So
Yeah.
what was the last one? What was it you said, Paula? What was it?
Hemp.
Hemp. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. All natural. Yeah.
Wool and linen are 5,000. So compared to 100, there's no argument there. That's why, that's why we call it the linen closet, not the polyester closet.
Yeah. Good
And
point.
when you wear synthetic clothing, it feels like crap. It's not living. It's not to say that it's cheap either. It's still expensive, but you're seeing more and more synthetics and less of the natural fibers.
Absolutely. I think they're creating new products now more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, folks, listen, great call tonight. Thank you all for being here, your participation. One last tip from TJ is do not hold your phone in your left hand if possible, because you absorb more EMF on your left side than your right side. And that is absolutely true. Energy enters your left on your left leg and circulates through your body in that form. So collecting it on your left-hand side is going to put more of it through your body. Thank you for all your expertise, folks, and all your stories. And we didn't do any live testing. We'll be doing the live stuff through the day. So thank you, and have yourself a wonderful evening. Let's make 2026 an amazing year, health-wise, and put some money in your pocket too by sharing this amazing technology. We've got a lot of the issues sorted out as far as how we get somebody their app and get it functional. And all of these things we work out as we go along, and things get better and better. And now we can start getting a little bit serious with promoting this on a global scale. So thank you all for being here, and have yourself a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you soon.
Oh.